Oswald's dilution law. This is one of the most important law. Its derivation and application level questions based on that equation is very important. The weak electrolytes are partially ionized in solution. The solution of a weak electrolyte contains both undissociated molecule as well as the ions, and a dynamic equilibrium exists between them. These properties are we are going to make use in order to derive an equation, and that equation is known as Oswald's dilution law. First point is that the solution of a weak electrolyte, point number 1, the solution of a weak electrolyte contains both undissociated molecules as well as the ions. Then second point, a dynamic equilibrium exists between them, and this should be represented by a double-headed arrow. Don't forget, because when you are explaining, this double-headed arrow shows that it is a reversible process and or an equilibrium. An equilibrium is maintained there. Let us consider the dissociation of acetic acid, which is a weak electrolyte. In aqueous solution, it dissociates or ionizes as follows. Acetic acid ionizes in water and forms reversible arrow, hydronium ion and acetate ion. According to the law of mass action and law of equilibrium, which you already studied, the equilibrium constant K can be represented as concentration of hydronium ion into concentration of acetate ion divided by concentration of water into concentration of acetic acid, where K is the equilibrium constant. Water acts as a solvent and its concentration can be regarded as a constant. We are going to take water as a constant. Therefore, bring this water towards this side. For example, equilibrium constant into water, we can represent it by means of another constant called Ka. Therefore, we have Ka, that means the constant of equilibrium constant of an acid. We are discussing about an acid. Therefore, when we bring this water towards this equilibrium constant, we are using another equilibrium constant with a subscript or a suffix Ka. A represents an acid. Now, Ka is a new equilibrium constant and is referred as ionization constant or dissociation constant of an acid. The suffix refers to an acid. That small letter A represents an acid. We can use small b for a base. Let us consider a general case. We are going to derive an equation considering a general case. Suppose AB is a weak electrolyte, is acid, base or a neutral compound, which when dissolved in water dissociates partially to give A plus and B minus ion, and C is the initial concentration. That means these are the conditions that we are putting forward. That means it is undergoing dissociation. That means of an electrolyte AB in solution, and C is the concentration of the electrolyte. Alpha B, the degree of dissociation. This is very important. Once we derive the equation, you have to use application level, give application level questions are there to determine this value alpha. Alpha means the number of moles undergoing dissociation or ionization divided by the total number of moles. Now, since the dissociation of an electrolyte involves a process of ionization, the degree of dissociation may also be referred as degree of ionization. That means this alpha can be known as either degree of dissociation or degree of ionization. In the present case, we are going to consider an acid. That means in the present case, for every mole of AB initially taken, alpha mole of AB is dissociated to give alpha moles of A plus ions and alpha moles of B minus ion. Since the initial concentration of AB is small c, let us see the derivation. Here, we are going to do that AB is the substance, undergoes dissociation and forms A plus and B minus. Initial concentration means initial concentration of AB. At that time, no ions at all. Concentration at equilibrium, since E is the concentration and we consider only 1 mole, alpha is the degree of dissociation, the concentration of AB can be represented as C into 1 minus alpha. Whereas the concentration of A plus ions is equal to C alpha and concentration of B minus is equal to C alpha. Now we are going to explain what are the concentration of A, B, A plus and B minus. Concentration of AB is equal to C into 1 minus alpha. Concentration of A plus is equal to C alpha. Concentration of B minus is equal to C alpha. Now applying the law of mass action and the law of equilibrium, try to write the equilibrium constant. Equilibrium constant K is equal to concentration of A plus ion into concentration of B minus ion divided by concentration of AB. And simplifying the value, in the textbook there is a mistake. They are given C alpha squared, again one C is given which is wrong. There is no C here. C alpha squared divided by 1 minus alpha, this is the correct answer. Therefore, equilibrium constant is equal to C alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. Equation number 1. If the electrolyte under consideration is very weak and the degree of ionization is very small as compared to 1 minus alpha may be written approximately equal to 1. We can neglect the value of alpha. Therefore, K is equal to C alpha square, or alpha square is equal to K by C, or alpha is equal to root of K by C. That is, C is the concentration and K is the equilibrium constant. Equation number 2. Equation 2 gives an important generalization commonly known as Ostwald's dilution law. Since K is constant, we can write degree of dissociation is inversely proportional to the root of the concentration. That means equation number 3. Equation 3 implies that the degree of dissociation or ionization of a weak electrolyte is inversely proportional to the square root of its molar concentration. Since molar concentration is inversely proportional to the volume or dilution of the solution, the above generalization can also be stated as follows. The degree of ionization of a weak electrolyte is directly proportional to the square root of the dilution. This generalization is also known as Ostwald's dilution formula. And the law implies that as dilution is increased, the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte also increase. Fill in the blank question.